Thanks so much for watching our show. We really appreciate the support. It costs a lot to produce, so we're asking for donations and pledges here on Patreon. Thanks again. Welcome to See It and Feel It with Dr. Brett, and I'm Dr. Brett, and I'm here today with Max Toulouse, a former professional soccer player. We're going to get into your whole world, but you and I have been connected on and off for a couple of years now. We met originally in Connecticut. Now you're in Florida, 40 minutes north of Tampa. Where are you again?
Newport Richie. So about 45 minutes, 40 minutes.
Yeah. Welcome to Florida. How long you been here?
Got here beginning of March.
Oh, wow. And what was the decision to come to Florida? How'd you make that decision?
Real estate is a lot cheaper. It's more tropical of a climate. And, being from Haiti originally, Florida is the closest it's going to get to Haiti.
No, I know. It's so amazing. We're like here where we are on Singer Island. I think we're only 60 or 70 miles from the Bahamas. So again, I love the tropics.
Yeah. You can't explain it.
Yeah. Do you miss Haiti? When's the last time you were back?
I was back, honestly, I can't remember. Probably 2 years ago, 2019. Yeah, so December 2019.
How has COVID affected your world? We haven't caught up in a while. How has it affected your world?
Not at all, man. Not that much. Because you know me, when we talked last time, when we did a lot of videos, I stay to myself a lot. And like I stay in my room. I don't really go out that much. And with my wife, we just stay at home and just enjoy each other's presence. So for me, it was a blessing because a lot of people used to get at me because of the way that I lived. But when COVID hit, it was okay for me to still live the way I was living because now this is what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah. So does that mean that you're an introvert? I mean, what does that mean about you?
I don't know, man. I think... I don't know. I have this debate with people all the time. I think I'm introverted because I would rather not talk to people at all.
Well, I appreciate it. You're talking to me.
Yeah,
well, how's your wife doing, by the way? How's your wife doing?
She's good. She's good. Just in dental school. She'll be done in 3 years.
Wow.
And then we'll reassess. So one thing that I was gonna say before we got started.
Yeah.
The wife made the mushroom thing.
My wife made the mushroom, or your wife made the mushroom thing?
Yeah, when we had dinner.
Yes.
And I was looking forward to that last weekend. I was like, I don't know if she will even remember that dish, but that mushroom dish was the best mushroom dish I've ever had.
Okay, cool. So were you bringing your wife when you were supposed to come last weekend, or no?
No, she wasn't going to come with me last
okay.
weekend. But she'll be here. She'll be coming in June. She may come next month, but if not next month, she'll be here in June.
Yeah, so you guys are welcome to come, when she's in. It'll be fun to have you guys.
Yeah.
So tell me about the transition out of the soccer world. How'd you make that transition?
It was, so how did I make it?
I assume you made it. We haven't caught up.
When we had talked, I had one season. I played one season after, and then I was like, "Yeah, this is it for me." Because, but like the conversations we had, and just thinking about it a bit more, I just realized that there was more out there. And for me, what I realized, I really played soccer to get rich. Like I loved the game. I loved playing. It was fun. It made me who I am mentality wise, being able to be quick on my feet. But I honestly played to get rich, and I got rich in the sense of life experience, but I didn't get rich financially.
Yeah, totally. So the money was the draw, like it had you hang in there for longer than you would have otherwise?
I wouldn't say that. It was okay. So it was like with what I was doing, I felt like I was close to the ceiling of where I was gonna reach. So the amount of money that I was going to make in the league I was close to making the maximum. And for me, that wasn't that much money.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, and I've always been interested, I don't know if I mentioned this, like into like the finance world. I was really big into it, like trading in the stock market, trading with crypto, life insurance, annuities, the series license, all those things. So instead of playing the game and looking at the game as my whole life, I just saw it as an experience, a game, and took what I could from it, and then used those lessons and went into the finance world. and real estate, and just a lot of investing in the last couple of years.
Yeah, well, it's been the right timing. I mean, the crypto has been obviously the right sector, the right market. It's a hot sector. It's a hot market in crypto. So I assume you've done pretty well.
Yeah. I caught recently at the doje. I caught the doje before it popped. So that was the recent positive.
It's up like I think like 8,000% or something in the past 5 years, something like that. So
Yeah.
if you put $1,000 into it 5 years ago, you got like 800 grand or something
Yeah.
crazy. Like
One right now that a lot of people are not aware of is called the Shiba Inu.
Shiba Inu.
Shiba
Well,
Inu.
now they're going to be
Went up.
aware of it, but we won't release this right away, so you and I have time.
Well, yeah, that's good. When you release it,
my
we'll see how well it has done.
my
But yeah,
assistant Jamal, who you just met behind the camera, right? He's
yeah,
all into the whole cryptos and trading and everything. So
yeah.
so he's
Shiba, I,
listening. Shibu
right
Inu.
now.
He just
yeah,
bought some
I
Shibu
bought it.
Inu right now.
I bought it about a week and a half ago, and it went up like 4,000%.
What? 4,000%? Oh my God. Did you buy fucking sell? I mean, excuse my language. Did you buy half of Florida already? I mean,
It was
4,000%?
or it was at 0.000, like it was like 5 zeros and then the
Yeah.
number. So it was very cheap.
And now is it at a penny or something? What's it at now?
No, it went up. So it was like now okay, it was at 6 zeros. Now it's at 5. So it even
How did the soccer world like prep you for the trading world?
you got to be quick. There are a lot of factors that come into play, and you have to be able to take all of them in at the same time.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at a stock or when you're looking at crypto, if you're reading the graph, you have the MACD, you have the RSI, you have the EMA, the moving average. You have all these different things that you have to be able to factor in and be like, okay, if the RSI falls below 50, what does that mean?
Right.
About this, like, and all that.
So are you partially technical, like in your trading? And I mean, you obviously pay attention to technicals.
Yeah, I did it in the beginning, but now I do it, and it's like a manual for what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So you have, I say there's the mob, which is what happened with GameStop, where it's the crowd, whatever people say. Then it's what the stock is actually worth, and then it's what the company's doing.
Right.
So
Well said.
all those things you have to factor in all at the same time on top of the graph. So it's a lot of things that play out.
And so, and make the comparison in terms of, playing professional soccer, the herd, and then the sector, then the particular stock, and then the fundamentals. What's the metaphor in the soccer world?
All right. So let's say stocks, normal stocks would be outdoor soccer. All right, where it's like the game is long, you may get 1 or 2 goals a game. The crypto world is more like indoor soccer, where you have 20 goals a game. It's a lot of action. It's up and down, up and down. Whereas one stock could go up, if it goes up $10 in a year, that could be great.
Whoa.
But with crypto, it will go $10 by the time we're done talking right now. It has, depending on what you invest in and what type you do. If you go, you have Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Dogecoin. Depending on which one you do, you're gonna see it go up and down. And like I said, by the time we talk, it's gonna go up and down $10.
Now, are you a believer that that this won't get regulated or that it's here for good? What's your take on that part? Yeah.
I think it's here for good. I think it will be regulated because the government will try and make its money however, whenever it can. And
for sure.
But
it's not going to go away. What happens if China comes out with their own, cryptocurrency, and maybe the United States has their own crypto? I mean, are there going to be competitors to Bitcoin and Ethereum?
Yeah, they are. Like I said, Shiba Inu, Dogecoin, Litecoin, all those are competitors. But you got to think the history of Bitcoin. that already happened to it already, and it came back. It already crashed 4 or 5 times already, and it came back.
Mm-hmm.
Where everything is going with impending war, with Russia, with Ukraine, with China, with Japan, with this everything that's happening in the world right now.
Mm-hmm.
If anything pops off or anything happens, currencies are gonna go kaput.
Mm-hmm.
Like if America gets hit, our currency is gonna go down and become nullified. Bitcoin, Ethereum, these other trading methods, these other currency methods are gonna still be intact and will still be usable. Like gold.
Mm.
You
How
know,
do you compare Bitcoin and Ethereum to gold? What's your comparison there or perspective there? Just out of curiosity.
I'd say one of them is more materialistic because anything is worth the value that you give it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we're giving Bitcoin a lot of value right now. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Yeah,
Bitcoin,
55 grand.
you know, and it's the most expensive asset in the world right now, but it's not really an asset. It could go away at like it lost 200 million when it went down over the last week. The whole crypto world. So
Mm.
it's something that in the span of a second, let's say internet were to get canceled from the whole world, Bitcoin, all that would go away. You don't have internet. It's not something that will become
So
like
we'd be back to the gold standard. Is that what gold and silver? So we should
so.
still hold on to our gold and silver. What so it sounds like this world's really working for you, this transition out of soccer. Do you miss soccer at all?
No,
Yeah,
I
you did your time.
yeah, I did my time, and it's when we talked last, it was a lot of metaphorical stuff, and for me,
Mm.
I've looked at it even like deeper since we last talked because it's a game. I made a game my whole life, and that's not like I don't want to make Monopoly my whole life. Like I don't want to
Mm.
play like soccer is a very small percentage of what is actually the world,
Mm.
and there's only like soccer isn't even you can't make. There's basketball. There's other sports you can make more money with than soccer.
Mm.
You know, for me it was great. I learned a lot of lessons from it. It was an experience, but everything has a time. I was
Mm.
gonna retire at one point or another.
For sure. What would be your top, two or three takeaways from your experience as a professional soccer player?
Uh, it's lonely to get to the top. One, never learn your value. You said two.
Yeah, that's two or three. It's lonely getting to the top. Learn your values. What's the third one?
No, learn your value. So you got to know how much
Yeah,
you're worth.
yeah. Learn your value. Got it.
Learn your value, and then the
Yeah.
third one is serve and be a disciple.
Mm.
That'd be it. Because if you do that and that's your mentality with everybody you meet, then
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about anything if you're always
Mm.
trying to do what's right.
Was it lonely for you for a long time, on and off, throughout your experience as a soccer player?
Nah, it wasn't. Like I enjoyed it. I never saw it as being lonely. But
Mm.
looking back at it now, I could see how I was lonely. But for
Mm.
me, like even now, I'm here by myself. I'm doing so much growth within myself that I'm not alone.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm by myself, but I'm not lonely. I'm not alone. Like I'm okay with who I am. I'm okay with being by myself. And I think
Mm.
I learned that because in isolation, there's much growth.
Yeah.
When you have less distractions, less things to worry about, and you can actually think about who you are, why you are, your subconscious, your conscious, your
Mm.
outlook on life. Everything
No,
like
I,
that.
I like it. I always liked your philosophical bent, and I know you have a deep Christianity, and that guides you as well. But were you 3 or 4 years old when this started to emerge? How old were you when you discovered this sort of like deeper side of you?
I don't even know. I think it's been from Haiti, man. Because growing up like that, you're made up in your first 7 years of life, and I came to America when I was 10. So for me,
You're Haitian number one and
I
American
feel
number two, right?
yeah, and
Yeah.
my thinking is like even when I came to America, God brought me to America because my dad was coming to study to be a pastor. So like, I'm not saying it like, oh, God brought me here. Like literally, God brought me to America. And when I came, it was an opportunity for me, and I saw it as an opportunity for me to come to reach my goal, my dream, which was to play soccer.
Yeah.
And when that happened, I was like, dang, God is really good because He brought me here, and now this, you know. So it and one thing on top of another, on top of another, even to where I am now today, like where I'm sitting right now talking to you, like God has shown Himself and proved Himself to me so much that it's ignorant of me not to acknowledge that this wasn't me, man. It was God. God has been doing everything, and
I love it. I love it. I love your perspective. You know, how do you, when you run into an atheist, how do you, how does that, you know, sort of measure up or energetically, what's it like for you when you hang with somebody who's, either cynical or skeptical or just a complete non-believer? They just, they literally believe that this craziness of life is somehow random.
Yeah.
Well, how do you relate to that?
Ideologies and thinking are things you grasp onto, for one reason or another. So there was a reason why they chose to believe that and hold on to that and believe it to be factual.
Yeah.
Because you feel love, like you feel certain things, but you can't describe it, you can't explain it. That's one example. So for me, it will be getting to know the person, because words are just words, they're actions, and being around them. Because I could do something for someone and they would say, okay, look, I know that wasn't really you, like there's something, like I needed this, you didn't know I need this, and you brought this to me without knowing I needed it. Like being an angel of God and being at the right place at the right time. And if I know someone who is like that and strongly believes against it, then we'll just have a conversation. There are a lot of things we choose to believe in that we really don't know, because history has shown that history has been wrong a lot of times.
For sure. It's really fascinating because when you're guided by this sort of sense that you're not alone, and I mean, I'm talking about beyond your wife and your parents and your family and your friends, right? That there's, that there's something much deeper and more magical going on. It's a different journey, isn't it? It's like, it's almost like, because I don't see things as random. I don't really believe in coincidences. Every once in a while, I suppose they're possible. But for the most part, I kind of, see the connections between things, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like you're, saying something similar, right?
Yeah.
And yet some people kind of think that that's horseshit.
Yeah. Here's
like they do.
Yeah, I've been saying this word a lot recently. It's languages. Because right now, si mde bala avon kon sa, epi mabdi baga mabdi ya, ou pa kompren.
Mike Calzai in Thai. I don't understand.
So
Blah right in the crap, my wife would say, what does that mean?
To me, it's
Blah
language.
right in the crap.
Everything is a language. And like even the spirit, because the FBI, the CIA, I don't remember which one it was, they just came out recently and said that astral projection is actually real.
Wait, I doubt it was the FBI, not J. Edgar Hoover's old institution.
I don't remember which.
I find that. I can't wait till Jamal watches this, because there's just no way it's the FBI.
I'll have to.
He can't hear you right now, but if he could, he'd be like, nah, it's not the FBI. There's no chance.
So the point I was gonna make is this, man.
The FBI is not talking about astral projection. I'll bet anything. See, maybe a pocket of the CIA. I don't know. Thanks for watching See It and Feel It with Dr. Brett. And stay tuned for part 2 of this interview. Remember to like, subscribe, and share with a friend.